Many of us may have seen the very first movie of the Star Wars trilogy when it came out, and saw this huge scroll and began hearing about the Force and the dark side. Of course, when you consider those actors that were in those first films, the only one that continued on to really make something out of himself perhaps is Harrison Ford. And we're more familiar with his series of Raiders of the Lost Ark. And in the third movie of that trilogy, he's on this quest for the cup of Christ. And when he finally gets there in front of this ancient knight who's been guarding the cup, and he's confronted with this myriad of cups, the words that this knight says to him is, "Choose, but choose wisely." Sirach tells us today to make a choice. If we choose fire, put our hand to the fire and keep going. If we choose water, choose the water, but keep going. He further goes on to admonish us that what we really are choosing is whether we're going to live our life as a life of good or a life of evil. Which choice will each of us make? The gospel today tells us about the law. And as Jesus reiterates that law each time, he gives us a little bit more to do. Harking back to that third movie of Raiders, they had a guidebook that put into there certain steps that they had to take to be successful in their quest. We have a guidebook as well. We have both the Hebrew and the Christian scriptures to guide us. And many people point at the words on that page and they want to go literally by what's there. They want to say to you, well, it says it here, therefore it is. But Jesus says to us in this gospel today that just because the law is printed and published to you, there's more to it. There's more behind it. And that's what you and I need to do as we examine how we practice our Christianity. Are we practicing just the black and white of the law? Or are we going beyond the meaning of what's printed for us and embracing the spirit of the law that God calls us to? And that spirit is reflected as Jesus gives us his greatest commandment. He goes through the 10. But then he says to us later, I give you a new commandment. Love one another. Pretty tough stuff. In this world today, imagine what it would be like if we truly practiced what we hear about, of loving other people as ourselves. Would we have jealousy? Would we have thievery? Would we have adultery? Would we have someone murdering? Would we have anger? If we were truly practicing what we say we believe, then those things should be rare occurrences. Rare occurrences in a society built on love. But unfortunately, we're human. We're not all Christians. But even within Christianity, it's very hard for some people to emote what they believe in and to certainly put it into practice. Our task and our challenge from the gospel today is to examine our own lives. What is it in our life that causes us to sin? The scriptures put it boldly. Cut off your hand if it offends you. Cut off your foot. We don't want to take that literally. We want to see what it says behind it. And behind it is, take what it is that is causing you to sin and rid yourself of it. Cut it out of your life. Avoid it. We as Catholics believe that through the sacrament of reconciliation, we can come to God and say, I need help with this. This is what's causing me to sin. Not just that I cursed 6 times or I disobeyed my mother 10 times. That's the laundry list. But what's the root behind it? So this week, as you go through your day-to-day lives, and you become aware of what it is in your life that needs to be changed, ask God for help in doing that. And then, when we're confronted with the choice, I think you and I will choose wisely and choose love and thereby choose God.